So, as you already know, Florida State dominated. Let's talk about it a little bit, huh? Why not? Let's make this happen. I mean, first of all, we expected them to dominate, so we're going to throw that out there right now, off the rip. But just to throw out a couple numbers to you, even though I know stats are kind of boring, Everett Golson, 300 plus yards, 4 touchdowns. Even McGuire got in there and got a touchdown. Dalvin Cook got 156 yards, 2 touchdowns with an 8.2 average. Mind you, I told you this guy is an above 5-yard average at all times. Even Pender had 92 yards for a touchdown and a 6.6 average. That's just what we do. No receivers got over 100 yards, but Javon Harrison looked like a stud, and he's a sophomore. So, what do I take away from this game? Well, I take away the fact that Florida State is defining their character for this year's team. Every year has been a different team, and this year, this team is defining their character. They're going to show y'all exactly what that is in the upcoming weeks. I can't quite define it yet, but I can say we are looking to be a powerhouse once again. That's just what we do. I also took away that we're trying to make a statement, between Everett Golson, between Dalvin Cook and his issues, between our young receiving core. We're trying to make a statement, and it's going to be heard loud and clear really soon. Stand by for that. Now, this is also the practice before the warm-up, before the machine gets fully going, okay? It's all about the Seminoles, baby. So there's not much I can say about this game. Oh, the offensive line were beasts too, okay? Did you see the way the offensive line was dummying folk that whole game? That's what we do. That's Florida State. But there's not much we can take away from this game because it was a cake team, so I won't spend too much time on that. All I will say is continue to go Noles. That's how we do it. Now, I do want to address some other college football things, however, like Joey Galloway. You're supposed to be this Hall of Famer, this smart receiver. You were a beast in your day. But how in the world do you predict playoffs for college football and not include Florida State? I mean, I saw your show today, ESPN's college football final or something like that. You predicted 6 top teams by the end of the season, and Florida State wasn't even in your mention. What are you thinking? What are you talking about? Why are y'all all over Baylor and TCU so much? Baylor's just whack. They play in a little boy conference. TCU, they barely beat Minnesota. Y'all used to punish Florida State for that last season. Do y'all not remember? I think you do. But Baylor and TCU, it's about time we stop talking about them, because this year they're going to lose anywhere between 2, probably 1 to 2 for TCU and 2 to 5 for Baylor, okay? Because they are not as good as you guys are making it seem. They play in a little boy conference. I mean, let's be real. On that note, let me jump over to all these teams that were hyped up and they lost to some garbage teams, such as Penn State, Nebraska, Michigan State, Boise State. Michigan State barely beat Western Michigan, so they're not really in this conversation. But as y'all punished Florida State last season for barely winning, Michigan State, I think we need to start bumping them down. Boise State barely beat Washington. It's time to start bumping them down. If you're going to be fair, let's be fair all the way, because y'all penalized Florida State for it last year. But now, let's see how you do the rankings next week when it comes to those 2 teams. However, Penn State, what happened with y'all? Your days are done. Your season's done. Let's count that over, right? Nebraska, your whole defense needs to lose their scholarships, go to school for being regular students. For you to lose on a Hail Mary in the last second of the game, a Hail Mary that was like 50 plus yards in the last second of the game, and you fall for that and you lose. If I was the coach, I would get rid of the whole team, because it doesn't matter who is behind them on the depth charts. At this point, it might as well be anybody, because there wasn't no defense there for this guy to catch this wide open ball. I mean, let's be real. Nebraska, What happened? Ever since, what's that guy's name? Tommy Frazier. That was his name, Tommy Frazier. Ever since that guy left, I mean, Abdullah tried to hold it down, but you're just Nebraska. The whole Pac-12, Stanford, Arizona State, Washington State, not the whole, but half of the Pac-12, Stanford, Arizona State, Washington State. Can we finally come to the understanding and to the reasoning that the Pac-12 is a little boys school conference too? Okay, they don't play no real football in the Pac-12, so we need to stop hailing them like they're just almighty teams. Yeah, they had one. USC had some running years or whatever. They took the league by storm. Whatever. All right. Oregon's not going to do the crap that they did last season. Count them out. Stanford, Arizona State, and Washington State already lost. The Pac-12 is a JV league. All right. They beating up on each other, which is a bunch of high schoolers. And y'all making it sound like the Pac-12 is just a place to be. It's not. Stop trying to make the Pac-12 America's favorite team. America's favorite conference, people. USC is not America's favorite team. Stop ranking them so freaking high every offseason, no matter what they do. They're not going to pan out for you. I'm sorry. This is Ohio State's defending title year. So they're going to have to keep with the muscle. Florida State and the ACC, they're going to show up once again. The SEC will show up once again. Let's cut the talks about the Pac-12, please. I am so sick of hearing this all over ESPN. No more Pac-12, all right? In the meantime, go Noles. The Miami Hurricanes, they had a pretty garbage solid game against that little Bethune-Cookman. They didn't have a running back that went over 100 yards. Their quarterback struggled to get, I think, around 150 or something like that. That's just a little nod to my fans out there, because I know y'all going to come for me. Too late, too bad. Remember,
Florida State University.